Everything is chaos and it's freakingly hot, so the perfect time to do the book dragon tag, because I'm about to go up in flames anyway. Hey everyone, welcome back. Fina here from Fina Reads. Today with the book dragon tag, Chaz from Bookish Chaz tagged me in his own tag. He came up with his own tag that is all about dragons, and I'm super excited about it because, well, I'm a dragon fan myself. This is just one out of many, many plush, fiery friends that are living in this house. He's joining me today. My dog is looking at him eagerly and is like, oh, I really want to play with this dragon too. She loves my plush toys. She never gets them though. And now she's looking expectantly at me. All right, the first one is Talindor from Talindor's Guess, which is, by the way, Chaz's own book. Name a book with an enormous library or book collection. And I have two. They are part of a series that is Walter Mercer's The City of Dreaming Books and The Labyrinth of Dreaming Books. These are fantastic. If you've never read Walter Mercer or heard from him, he put together an amazing series that plays in the world of Zamonian, which is kind of, you might think it's kind of like a children's type of story, but it's actually really heartwarming and lovely and snarky and quirky and all things in between. Actually, now that I'm holding these books, you know, that's my reminder. I have to read them again. It has been way too long that I've read the series. But yeah, as the title says, these books have a lot of books in them. The next tag is Saphira from the Inheritance Cycle. Name a book or series that involves bonding to creatures. For that one, I have to pick... There's never a video without anything about the Green Rider series. I have to pick the Green Rider series by Kristen Britton. This book is all about the riders bonding with their horses. I mean, there's a reason why the series is called Green Riders, and the horses play a really crucial role in that entire series. The next, is it actually tag? Is that the right word? The next prompt, that's the word for that, is Drogon from A Song of Ice and Fire. Name a book or series where one of the characters is virtually unstoppable. And for this prompt, I picked The Risen Kingdom, in particular, book 2 of The Risen Kingdom, which is A Labyrinth of Science and Sorcery. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. I have no idea. There's a character here called, I actually don't know her name right now. I didn't write it down. Smart. But she belongs to the Fennis, and the Fennis are kind of, have feathers, and they have like a really nice crest of feathers around their body. But if you rip out those feathers and kind of get a wound into their skin, that piece of the skin turns into bone. And very rarely, but it happens, the entire skin of the person turns into bone. And they are then called bone queens. And they are virtually unstoppable. Prompt number 4, Balerion the Black Dread from Fire and Blood. Name a book series that has gigantic beasts. For this one, I'm picking Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. And if I remember correctly, there are ginormous ravens in there that you can ride on. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Do I remember this right? I wanted to reread it this year because book 2, Fevered Star, came out. So I'm not entirely sure anymore. I probably should have looked this up. But anyway, for some reason, I remember there being ginormous ravens that you can ride on. And I think that is a gigantic beast then in that definition, isn't it? If I am right. If I'm wrong, well, then I have a problem. The next one is Smaug from The Hobbit. Name a book series that involves talking animals or beasts. For that one, I am picking is it the Drowning Empire? Yep, the Drowning Empire series. Book 1 is The Bone Shard Daughter, and there is a creature called Mephi in here, and yes, Mephi talks, and he's hilarious. Like, that relationship between him and, again, names escaping me, him and the person who Mephi belongs to, those conversations are hilarious. Besides that, amazing magic system in this one, just in case you like stuff like that. The next prompt is Falkor from the Neverending Story, or how that dragon is actually called Fuhur. I have no idea why that name had to change, but in the book by Michael Ende, it is Fuhur. Or I should say in the German version of that book, that dragon is called Fuhur. Name a book series where one of the characters is extremely lucky. I'm taking Project Hail Mary. If you haven't read the book, well, you better read it. I cannot say why I'm picking this book for this prompt, because that would be a ginormous spoiler. If you've read it, you know. Next prompt, Borch from The Witcher. Name a book series with shape-shifting creatures. And I'm not sure quite yet if it's creatures or people, but I'm picking Seer from the Green by Lauren Jankowski. It is about shapeshifters. Like, that's the whole thing. It's an urban fantasy with, there's a race living among humans unbeknownst to them called shapeshifters. So I'm not sure if it's actually creatures or if it's people. You know, I mean, if they can shapeshift, I don't know. But anyway, it fits the prompt. And it's a book that I really, really want to read. It's an indie published book that I picked up at WonderCon this year. And I've met Lauren Jankowski and have been following her on Instagram since then. And I really like her Instagram account. She does a lot of like Loki cosplay and stuff. It's really neat. And I really want to read that book. And she has, I think, 5 books out in that series already. The next one is one of my favorite dragons. That is Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. Name a book series where someone must tame or train animals. And for this one, I'm picking a new favorite series of mine, which is the Last Gift series. The first book is Where Shadows Lie. This is actually the old cover. There's a new cover out right now. I'm putting this up here real quick. And I just read the entire series in May, June, and July, I think. I'm not entirely sure anymore. And they actually have to train dragons in this book, so it fits this prompt really well, I think. Alrighty, we have 2 more. First up, the Hungarian Horntail by Harry Potter. Name a book series that involves a competition. For this one, I'm picking An Unkindness of Magic, which I read last year. And it's kind of an urban fantasy with a lot of cool like magic, and there's a competition happening in the book. And I just saw that book 2 is coming out either later this year or early next year. I thought it was funny because when I read the book, or was part of a read-along with Michael Knipp's patrons, and I remember we were talking about it. Is it actually a series or not? We were not quite sure. It doesn't really have an open end, so you can read it on its own, but I'm definitely excited about book 2 in this one. The last prompt is Errol from Guards. Name a book series with a presumed misfit. For this prompt, I'm picking Jenny Wirtz's Curse of the Mistwrath. I can't even talk anymore. It has been a long day, people. Because one of the 2 brothers has magical abilities, but he never actually got trained. And he's always kind of like an outsider within all the sorcerers that are part of the book and that have been officially trained. So I thought that would be a good fit for this prompt, don't you think? And lastly, Chaz said that we should tag some people, so I'm going to do that. But obviously, if you like dragons and you want to do this prompt, he is already getting kind of anxious of leaving me again. If you love dragons and want to do this prompt, hey, do it. It was really fun to think about that. First of all, I love the prompts that they are associated with dragons and that Chaz made it fit so nicely to the dragons that he picked. And second of all, it's just a lot of fun to think about the books a little bit differently and come up with, okay, you know, in which book do we have this type of situation? I'm tagging Sarah from Fairy Reads, I'm tagging Ian from Ian the Reader, and I'm tagging Stephanie from Miss Richard Reads. So you 3 have to now get a little bit closer to your inner dragon. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hop on over to Chaz's video. Tell him how amazing this tag is. Chaz, thanks again for tagging me on the first round of this. I'm honored to be part of the Team Dragon right now. And with that, I hope you have a great rest of your day and I see you soon with another video. Bye!